together, it was the debut of a new talk show on Smackdown, a possibility of an intergender match next week, a new opponent for Roman Reigns that is not a general manager or a classic NWA champion, and so much more on this episode of Friday Night Smackdown. We are dissecting the January 15th episode. Happy Wrestling Shirt Friday, and more. Now, Smackdown, unlike last week, was amazing from start to finish. Amazing matches, amazing segments, and I must say, Billy Kay, please be protected at all costs. And professional mosh pitter, I love it. Now, before we get to any of that, we have to, of course, start with the opening and closing segment of the show because it kind of does match up. Imagine we were watching Raw? Oof. Smackdown starts with Paul Heyman with Roman Reigns, and they're talking about the contract and how there's a contract signed tonight for the match at the Royal Rumble between Roman Reigns and Adam Pearce. But Roman wants bigger, better, not just a typical match. He knows that this match needs a stipulation. Midway through the show, we see Paul Heyman go to Adam Pearce, sign the contract for a no disqualification match. Adam's like, yeah, whatever. Here. Roman's like, I did not want a no DQ match. I wanted a last man standing match. And, Paul goes to Adam again and says, you have the rest of the night to figure out what you want to do. Because we'll be signing that contract at the end of the night in the ring. Adam and Reigns signed the contract, and as Pearce is walking to the back, he seems to have a nice little cellar of a knee injury that seemed to have taken place quite a while back. To which Adam says, and it was kind of bad too because his mic was cutting in and out. I don't know whose fault that was. But every WWE contract says subject to change. And lucky for me, even though I don't seem to be medically cleared to compete at the Royal Rumble, I have someone just in mind of who can take that spot. And no, it was not Seth Rollins. It was Kevin Owens, as Kevin Owens will be wrestling Roman Reigns at the Royal Rumble in a last man standing match. Now, this is very intriguing. I am very excited. I like now that I understand what they were doing, I like the twist making it seem like Pearce was going to be the one wrestling. But I'm excited. This should be a really good match. I still don't think the undercard for the Rumble is as good as I would have hoped. But good twist. Good change. I like it. But we're going to switch to the wrestling part of this because the first match we saw was Jey Uso versus Shinsuke Nakamura, and they are finally pushing the man. It is a miracle. We've only been waiting so long for it to happen. It was Shinsuke versus Jey Uso, as Jey Uso proclaimed that he was going to win the Royal Rumble. He was going to go over to Raw, and he was going to take the WWE World Heavyweight Championship from Drew McIntyre. To which Shinsuke Nakamura just came out and was like, nope, that ain't happening. They had a good 20-minute match with Shinsuke Nakamura taking the win. This is so exciting. If you were to tell me, I would think Shinsuke's winning the Rumble, even though I know for a fact that isn't happening. Woo! But when it looked like Cesaro might be turning on Shinsuke, it looks like they're actually turning Cesaro face for the time being. Cesaro was here on commentary cheering on his friend, also declaring himself for the Royal Rumble and saying that he is going to be the one to defeat Roman Reigns, and the start of this new path for Shinsuke and Cesaro was going to start later on tonight also with Daniel Bryan wrestling Cesaro, and they put on a classic match. If you've seen their stuff in Ring of Honor or some of their earlier stuff in WWE, they used to know how to put on a classic, and that is exactly what we saw. It lasted maybe 10-15 minutes, but it was amazing, and this is the second week in a row that Daniel Bryan got pinned clean. So everyone telling me that Bryan's going to win the Rumble, how? He's lost twice. Clean. He's not winning. I'm sorry. It's just not happening. I like that Bryan's putting over the younger talent though, and his segment with Otis and Chad Gable was hysterical. But, yeah, Bryan's just not winning the Rumble. But, my new favorite pick is Shinsuke Nakamura. You heard it here first. But going from some sort comedic and serious to a new talk show, ding dong, hello. Bayley hosted her new talk show, and the last time we seen Bayley in this segment was this is your life, and it was the worst segment on Raw. But she bounced back. There was a door, there was a doormat, and her guest was Bianca Belair. And Bayley just showed how jealous of Bianca that she is, saying that you're not the EST, I'm the best, I beat you, and then challenges her to an obstacle course. I would have preferred a match. I think everyone would have preferred a match. You, like, as a former track athlete, she's literally the best freaking hurler I think that was ever at the University of Tennessee. What are you thinking, girl? I know that you're a heel, but come on. Common sense. I like the talk show segment. I think Bayley has very much, especially the heel, has improved on the mic. And I think Bianca knows what she's doing with this role. Bianca is still my early pick to win the Royal Rumble. But I'm excited for this. Not excited for the obstacle course, but I am quite excited to see what is next in this feud. I'm hoping it leads to a match. But that seems to be asking for way, way too much. Apollo Crews is turning heel. What? So this was probably the most shocking thing I saw. Because in part of the segment where Reigns and Paul are talking, Apollo Crews was there. And they showed us the segment from Talking Smack last week where Paul was hyping Apollo up. And it was Apollo versus Sammy. And Apollo won pulling the tights. Literally challenged Big E, who was on a couch and had a fruit bowl on commentary, which is the best thing I've ever seen in my life. And if that's not me when I'm a commentator, then I've truly failed at my lifelong goal. But he pulled the tights, challenged Big E. Now next week he's versus Big E for the Intercontinental Championship. Now I am not saying he's winning next week, but the man is turning heel and might join the bloodline. Oh my god. This is so exciting. Do I think it's gonna, I think they're gonna build up to it. It's something different. It's something exciting. And I think it's cool to have, well, I don't want to call Apollo a younger talent, but I guess in this case I have to. I think it's cool that, like, the older veteran guys on SmackDown are really, like, trying to build the younger stars. Like, Chad's trying to do to Otis, and Brian's trying to do to Otis, and now Roman doing to Apollo. And Natty just doing to the whole freaking women's division. But it's really cool, and I'm like, wow, that's why I love SmackDown. It's way better than Raw. And speaking of that, of course, Billie Kay, Klaus, Liv Morgan, the frickin' match. She went over to Tamina. It was Liv Morgan versus Natalya. She went over to Tamina. Tamina scared her. She went into the ring. Liv fell. Natty got the roll up, and they got mad at her. But please protect Billie Kay, because she was amazing. And I'm excited to see what 2021 brings for her. I hope she wins the championship by the end of 2021. Don't think it's going to happen now, but it's my personal goal. And that is it on this SmackDown review for the January 15th episode. Make sure to like this video, comment what you thought about SmackDown. Make sure to subscribe and click that bell for notifications. I will see you all again Tuesday on our Monday Night Raw review. And I'm kind of scared because Raw has really sucked. And I want it to be good because AEW was pretty good. Tonight's episode was pretty good. Gotta keep the ball rolling. And also, if you are not doing anything today, and this is before 1:30 to 3:30, make sure to tune into East Coast Auctions Facebook page because I will be having Britt Baker doing a virtual signing. Come hang out with us, ask some questions, buy some stuff. And later on from 6 to 8, I have Dasha Gonzalez, who's also known as Dasha Fuentes. So if you're not doing anything, make sure to tune in. Have some fun. Ask me questions. But that is all for me. I will see you guys on Tuesday. Bye, guys.